Well, welcome back to the channel, everyone. I thought January 2025 was going to be a poor month, but as it turns out, it started off really well. First day walk, this nice little roe deer, and then some of the rest of the family, all very local to where I live. Buzzard came in, landed in the tree, but didn't do much else. Got to apologise for my voice. I've got absolutely full of cold, but it's the time of year for it, I guess. I like watching these roe deer. They're not particularly frightened of you. Just hopefully to get them out in the open someday. That's something I don't often see down my local walk, is the stone chats. They're always nice to watch. And another little visitor down on the canal is the redwings. There's quite a flock of those flew in, along with curlew. And the roe deer watching the curlew. Another day, another walk. The usual kestrel up on the chimney. And even though it's broad daylight, the moon was very clear, so I thought, well, I'm not going to take pictures of much else today, so let's take a picture of the moon. It turned out quite well. Great crested grebes on the seafront there. And then it turned really cold, probably down to about -5, so I thought that could be good opportunity for some different pictures. But the first day I went out, didn't really see a thing, so I ended up taking pictures of fungi and bits of trees. That's the way it goes. However, the next day, totally different. Which is what I like about photography and nature. First thing I spotted was a roe deer out in the clear on a nice frosty morning. And then I spotted another one, and another one. There's at least 7 in that particular area. The most I've ever seen in one go is 7, so there might be more. Particularly like this one of the horse with its breath in the cold morning temperature. And after this little walk, I went down the canal, which was frozen solid. Nothing much to see on there, apart from the odd black-headed gull. And of course the robins, which seem to be everywhere at the moment. In the afternoon, had a look in the back garden. Nice little bank vole. It's been kicking around for a long time, this bank vole. Considering there's a cat comes in the garden throughout the night, it's surprising it's still about. Excuse me. Anyway, it's Saturday. Where should I go with my friend Keith? We thought we'd go to the Black Huts and take his grandson with us, get him interested while he's young. And although I say Keith's my spotter, his grandson's doing a good job at trying to stand in for him. Lovely down the Black Huts. Spectacular. Again, nothing much around apart from a couple of eider ducks. So I think down our way, it's the most southerly breeding point for eider ducks in the UK. So we do see plenty of them. And another stone chat. Then we had a family day away to the Lake District for a couple of days, which was very nice. Again, very, very cold, but nice. Then back home. Let's try something different. Well, it's middle of January. The weather's warmed up a little bit. Dull overcast and not sunrise yet. But I'm going to have a go at Kingfishers. Got my night hawk hide on my back. I'm on a pod Z9 with a 600 f6.3. Just going to need a bit of patience and a bit of luck. Wish me luck. Well, we're going to need a bit more light because at the moment it's 125th of a second at f6.3 and 20,000 ISO. But we are early. Luckily the Kingfishers showed up just as I was packing up to go home, so it's always a nice feeling when it does show up. We had quite a few very misty mornings, and I did one of my usual loop walks, and it was that misty you could hardly see a thing, but determined to take a photograph, as you do. Took a picture of this grey heron coming into land. You could hardly see it, but as it's the only picture I took, when I got home I played around with DxO and it came out quite good in the end. Fantastic wingspan. It brightened up, so we had a trip to Kendal. Wife goes shopping, I go river walking. Bump into some nice people up there. I was dead lucky to spot the dipper, and he was swimming non-stop. You usually just see them perch and dipping in and out, but this one was staying under for quite some time. Something I didn't realise, and a lot of the books don't tell you, that they do actually catch fish, because this one caught a minnow and ate it right in front of me. And there's the proof. Anyway, Saturday again, off to Heybridge with Keith. Again, not an awful lot around, but without my favourite spotter, Keith, I wouldn't have seen this tree creeper. It was a long way off, but a nice little bird. And then we saw something quite unusual, 10 reed buntings in a tree. Never seen that before. And then we've started spotting this red kite flying around the area, which is always nice to see. Snowdrops coming out everywhere. And there's lots of red deer up there, but sometimes you see 2 or 3, sometimes you see 80. But today we just saw 4 or 5 from a distance. Nice little dunnock. And what I think's a marsh tit, or willow tit, not quite sure. And back home, a couple of cormorants in a tree early morning, followed by what you can always count on nowadays round our way is little egrets and curlews. But then I got a picture, very local to where I live, of something I've been trying to capture for a while, which is the deer crossing the road. It's quite a distinct track where they do it, but normally they run across at top speed, but this particular one just ambled across, so I managed to catch it. Nice to see them again, but I must admit it looked nice when it was frosty. And then we have to decide where we're going on Saturday again, and this time I said, well, let's have a go back up to Kendal, see if we can see the dipper. So Keith ran us up there, and with literally 15 seconds into the walk, the dipper was there. So of course I'm focused on the dipper, thinking, wow, it's well worth coming out today. And next minute, Keith, top spotter, says, hang on a minute, Keith, there's an otter in the water. And at first sight, I couldn't see the damn thing. As you'll see on these videos, they spend lots of time under the water, just the backside sticking up, the tails thrashing around. It turns out what they're really doing is they're turning rocks over. And they've got some good video of that coming up shortly. I've never seen an otter this close before, and I've been to Mull once. We watched this for an hour and 10 minutes. It's just fascinating. So chuffed that we'd gone there and actually seen it. But you can see why they go in people's back gardens for the easy catches, because it's working so hard trying to catch something to eat. And we didn't really see it eat much. The odd fish and might be crayfish it's looking for, because it's turning rocks over all the time. I'm glad I actually remembered to take a fair bit of video, because it really shows the actions that they do. You know, you can easily miss them. This is the bit of video that shows it turning rocks over quite clearly. They've got great big powerful front paws. Just watch it turn this rock in a minute. Spotted me there, but he wasn't bothered in the least. Just continued doing what he was doing. Must have been hungry. We've been watching this otter for over 30 minutes. Not bothered at all with us. It's just started to rain and hailstorm, but who cares? Been back to the same place once and not seen neither a dipper nor the otter, but I'm sure they're around that area. You've just got to be lucky with your timings, I suppose. Anyway, because I've not been feeling so good, I thought this is probably going to end my video nicely, but because I haven't been out the house much this last week, I thought I'd just go for a nice local walk from where I live and probably have a look at swans or something. Anyway, it's really lucky that I went, because barn owls that I used to see regularly, nearly every time I went down this particular walk, I didn't see them at all last year. And within minutes of going down the lane, there was a barn owl sat on the post right in front of me. So here's barn owls for the next few minutes. This particular barn owl seems to spend a heck of a lot of time perched. It's hunting the best it can, but I haven't actually seen it catch anything apart from once, where it caught a vole and then the buzzard came and took it right off it, and I didn't even see where the buzzard came from or where it went to, but it was definitely a buzzard that took it. I think this is a male. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's quite a small for a barn owl, so I think it's a male. And while they're waiting for the barn owl to come back, there's always usually a few roe deer kicking around. Quite hard to spot. You wouldn't think so looking at these photos, but without binoculars to get your eye on them, they just blend in totally. And here we go again, barn owl flying past. Get the camera ready. This particular day, this was day 2 I think, it just hopped on nearly every fence post all around this huge field, just hoping that the food was going to show up beneath its feet, I think, because it was slightly windy but not too bad. Well, in fact that's where the buzzard took its catch off it, but I missed the photograph unfortunately. It's actually sat up in that tree now. So 2 trips and 2 sightings of the barn owl, so I thought can't go wrong. So the 3rd morning went down the same place, didn't see a thing. That's the way it goes again. So this is the 3rd visit, mallard ducks and a magpie. Nice picture of the magpie, mind you, coming up in a minute. But then the very next morning, totally different. Same weather, same place, same time. Started off with the male pheasant. Within minutes the barn owl flew past. Sun was coming up reasonably high, so there's some of the backlight shots quite nice. Hard to spot it, mind you, with the sun right in your eyes, but and then again it lands on the fence post and the pheasant walks right underneath it. Pheasant probably didn't even know the barn owl was there. And here we go again, little egret fly by. And then this shocked me on this particular area. This swan, you don't normally see them flying so low in that area. And then a heron and a little egret. A small flock of long-tailed tits flew in. Hard to get a picture of them because they're nearly always in amongst the trees, but that's not too bad. I was just thinking, all I need now is a kingfisher and a buzzard. And then I looked up and there was the buzzard hovering over my head. No kingfisher unfortunately, but it does happen down there. Don't know if it's the buzzard that put these mallard ducks up, but something certainly did. Then to end off this month with what looks like a pregnant roe deer in the field. Thanks for watching.